Okay, I got the lights pretty much where I want them. Let's first of all deal with the graininess of the shadows. So the only light that's projecting shadows is the key light. Click on the key light, go in the shadows tab, and there's something here called minimum and maximum samples. Samples are basically the number of calculations that the software does to make to calculate what the shadow looks like. I'm going to crank up maximum shadows to 500, and we got to be careful with this number. The higher this number is, it'll affect your render time, and also, like, let's say there might not be that much of a difference between like 500 and 1,000. So like be very cautious of like increasing this number. So anyway, let's just see what happens with the shadows after I increase that to 500. And there's a little bit of a difference. I can see it, especially the shadows projected along the marble surface looks a lot better. There's a graininess here, which I think has a lot to do with the material. And also, now that I'm looking at this pyramid, well, I don't know. The lighting looks pretty good on that. I don't want this too bright. See, what else do I want to do here? Let me see here. I think that's pretty much all I want to do with the key light and with the shadows. I don't want to get any more depth than that right there. So anyway, I increased maximum samples to 500. I saw a little bit of a difference. I'm going to like adjust the render settings, add some global illumination, and let me show you something that you can do here that I recommend. Up here, we've been like hitting this to get a quick render. If you hit the render to picture view or hit the drop down menu, there's this interactive render region. Enable that, and only what's within this rectangle will be rendered. There's a little tiny dot on the right side of this interactive render region, and that adjusts the quality of the render that you see within here. So mouse over that, click, hold, and drag it all the way to the top. Okay, and now this is the maximum quality render that we're seeing. I'm not really concerned with. I'm only concerned about with these materials and how they're looking in the shadows. So, okay, so let's go to our render settings and click on anti-aliasing, and it'll default to geometry. Hit the drop-down menu and choose best, and our render region should start to, you might not be able to see it on the screen, but I can see it. It did improve when I put anti-aliasing at best. And let's go with, click on the effects, and let's choose global illumination. And this should make a pretty big change here. It's made a huge change in our render time, didn't it? So it's taken a long time. So the reason why I use this interactive render region is because I knew it would take a longer time to render the entire screen. So let's just see what happens. So most boring video. You think the previous videos were boring? Well, this one is really boring. You get to watch this render. Too bad my cat's not here. He's always entertaining. The other thing, this is normal life, folks. Whenever you like enable global illumination and you're using reflective surfaces, the render time is going to go up. So we're already at a minute of boredom here. So I'm sleep deprived. I want to go to bed. Please hurry up. Here we go. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Sphere, I like the sphere. The tube, the green tube, I think looks really dumb. The pyramid, initially I didn't like it because of the graininess, but I kind of like this like aluminum surface, which I don't know if you remember, but I did intentionally make that texture rougher, the reflectance rougher. So I think I'm going to keep that as it is. I'm not really thrilled with the graininess of the shadow, but I'm going to live with it for this exercise. However, let's address this tube here. So I'm going to go into the tube material, and maybe I'll make it more transparent. I wonder if that's going to help. And you know what? I'm going to get my interactive render region, and I'm just going to like focus on the tube here, so I don't have to wait, and you don't have to wait, 3 hours waiting for this damn thing to render. Pardon my French. Okay, so transparency, let's increase that past 50%, so it does have some transparency to it. What else do I want to do here? Let me go into reflectance. You know what? I'm going to add a new layer, a new GGX layer. And let's see, I'm going to keep it GGX. And I want Fresnel. And let's see, I don't want to add texture to it. Under the Fresnel preset, where it says custom, I'm going to hit the drop down menu and I'm going to choose glass to give it like this really nice glassy texture. And let's see what that does. There's still something weird about this that I can't put my finger on, that I don't like. Let me see what I got here. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, so anyway, to review here, I got the green Lambert, base color. GGX layer with Fresnel enabled. A third layer with Fresnel enabled, but I also, under the preset, I added a glass texture. This reflectance thing, it's adding layers upon layers of texture. It's really pretty cool. Transparency, I cranked up the brightness to 57%. So let's see what happens here. Isn't this fun? You guys are lucky you can fast forward the video and see what the hell happens. I have to sit here and look at it. It's the global illumination that really adds to the render time. I could disable that, but we came this far. Let's keep going. Yes, I'm still here. Okay, there it goes. How underwhelming. I really don't like that at all. But it has its charms. For this exercise, I'm going to keep it as is. So let me disable global illumination here to speed up my render time, because I want to look at one more thing here. I'm going to pull over my interactive render region so I can see, and you can see how much quicker it is without global illumination. I want to add an infinite light just to see if this brightens up anything. So I'm going to go to the drop down menu, choose infinite light, and I don't know if it'll make a difference or not. It added a new highlight there, which I am not happy with. it made a really, really nice highlight on the this green tube. So let me disable the infinite light and take a look at this green tube here. You see how that really improved the green tube? Now let me enable the infinite light. It added I like what it's doing with the pyramid in this. I hate what it's doing to the sphere. So this is cool. So this is a learning, teaching moment, folks. Okay, so here's the light, and I'm going to rename it Infinite, if I can spell it correct. Okay, this is new material here. Let me close the render settings here. Okay, what's really cool with c4d is I can direct what objects get what lights. I love this, I love this, the pyramid, I love the tube, I hate this. With the infinite light selected, go down into the project tab. We can exclude objects. We can also include them if we want to, but I'm going to exclude the sphere, and the table isn't affected by the infinite light. But anyway, so with infinite light, project tab, exclude, mode is exclude. I'm going to find my sphere, click, hold, and drag it down into this window, into this pane here, and drop it. And now, if we look at our render, that annoying third whatchamacall highlight disappeared, and that's all looking pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll stop the video, I'll turn on global illumination, render this out, and then you can see that in the next video.